Hi, I hope you're discovering lots of creatures and enjoying the Great Yorkshire Creature Count so far. I'm here to answer our top 5 most asked questions when it comes to helping wildlife in your outdoor space. So let me grab one out of this pot here and we'll get started. Right, so let's take a look at our first question. So we've got, how can I help bees and butterflies in my garden? So one of the easiest things that you can do is make sure you grow pollen and nectar rich native plant species. You don't need to spend a fortune. You can buy a mix of annuals, biennials and perennials. So your annuals are things such as cornflowers and poppies, which will grow in the first year and they'll flower as well. Your biennials are things such as foxglove, which will grow in the first year but they won't flower until the second. And then your perennials flower year on year, and they're your species such as lavender. Another thing that you can also do is you can make a bee and bug hotel. This isn't hard. We have a guide on the Wildlife Trust website that you can follow. I'm sure that it will be linked at the bottom of this. Just give it. Right, so let's take a look at another question. So we've got here, can I make a difference if I don't have any outdoor space? You don't need acres of meadow to attract and help wildlife. Even the smallest of space is important. You can do things such as put climbers up against your walls, which provide shelter. They also provide a really good roosting habitat for birds. You can put bird and bat boxes up. You can put bird feeders up, especially the window ones. They create a really intimate viewing experience. If you have no space whatsoever, please have a think about whether you could volunteer at your local Yorkshire Wildlife Trust nature reserve. We'd appreciate all the help. Right, let's have a look at another question. So this one says, I'm worried wildlife gardens are quite messy. How can I keep my wildlife garden tidy? So wildlife gardens don't have to be messy by any means. I'll tell you what, let's head round to the front garden and I'll give you a quick example. So this is my no-mow corner. As you can see, the rest of the lawn is mown just like everybody else's, but we've left this corner a little bit less maintained, with a few plug plants grown in, and I think it looks awesome. Another thing that you can do is you can create a leaf pile, twig pile, rock pile, again for shelter for different animals. That's always a really good option. Right, now for the next question. So this one says, how do I tell the difference between weeds and wildflowers? So the term weed is really subjective. One man's weed is another man's wildflower. In general terms, diversity is what you're after in your outdoor space. That is to say, you want a variety of plants rather than a carpet of one particular species. So embrace the odd dandelion, clover or thistle growing in your lawn. Right, so the last question. Let's have a look at this one. So this one says, what should I do if I find a baby bird on the floor? So the first thing to say is that it's really common in spring and summer to find baby birds on the ground without any obvious sign of their parents. Please don't worry, it's perfectly normal. Best thing to do is keep an eye on them. Ensure that you keep your dogs, your cats away from the area as much as you possibly can. Generally, the bird will fly off within 2 or 3 days once their flying feathers have developed a bit more. But you will notice their parents coming back to them. So that's it, our top 5 questions when it comes to helping wildlife in your outdoor space. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.